From Don Edwards Stadium in Licking County, Ohio, it is game number 41, but really it's just a continuation of game number 28 as the Scouts and the Licking County Settlers continue a game that Mother Nature told them they could not finish back on the 4th of July. Andrew Alix here alongside Chandler Adkins. We're happy to have you aboard. We're going into the third inning now. The Scouts are already losing this game by a score of 5-0, but Coach Bubba Cates likens it to the opening. You kick off the ball, they run the kick back, they kick off to you, you fumble it, and they score. Still a lot of football left to play, or in this case, baseball. And with the Scouts losing 5-0, it's going to be Carrie Holloway, Aaron Valance, and John Sharp due up here in the top of the third inning. The pitcher for the Licking County Settlers is Cody Maw. Maw from Charleston Southern University actually started the All-Star game, and it'll be a tough task to take him down. The Scouts will send Caleb Fernholz to the mound. The lineup for the Scouts, it's going to be John Sharp leading off and playing left. Adrian Marquez, or John Sharp playing third, check that. Adrian Marquez will be in left and batting second. Jeremy Barth in right, batting third. Evan McDonald will be catching and batting fourth. Caleb Bloy at first, batting fifth. Don Ring is the designated hitter. He is batting sixth. Ryan O'Hearn playing center and batting seventh. Carrie Holloway playing second base and batting eighth. And in the 9-hole, your everyday shortstop, Mr. Aaron Valance. The Scouts, remember, they are one game away. The magic number is 1 from clinching the Southern Division Championship of the Great Lakes League. This coming off a couple of straight victories against the Hamilton Joes, who they came into the weekend tied with for first place, but it was Noah Jones's pitching performance a couple of days ago, and yesterday Jorge Lozano going 9 innings, 111 pitches for that 9 innings. He struck out 8, allowing 1 earned run on just 3 hits against a Hamilton Joes team in which every player in their starting lineup was batting over 300. But Carrie Holloway going to step up to the plate. Holloway, this is his first at-bat of the game, technically, as the Scouts went down with just 1 hit for the first 2 innings in the beginning of this game. But Maw's first pitch to Holloway, and he fouls that one out and actually loses the bat there. Going to need some pine tar, huh, Chandler?
Yeah, he's going to have to scrape that thing down, try to keep it in his hands in order to hit the ball.
Absolutely, and Holloway, yesterday we saw him playing over at second base, and he was having a pretty successful week. He is batting a bit over 270. I'm actually looking at old statistics right now in my scorebook, so I'll get you the real ones in just a second. But Holloway from Andrew College in the great state of Georgia, coming off his freshman year with the junior college club. Behind in the count, 0-1. Here's the pitch. And Carey takes that one on the inside. Fastball evens out the count. 1 ball, 1 strike with nobody out here in the top of the third. Licking County, they lead Xenia by a score of 5-0. And that one fouled back towards the Licking County dugout on the third base side. Moves the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carey, a guy who we've seen defensively at second base all season, work wonders. He comes into this game batting at a 261 mark with 7 RBIs. Breaking ball up and away on 1-2, even to the count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Carey's been great for us at second base. He's got great hands. He's pretty quick, and he does a lot for us on the defensive side of the ball.
And Carey hits that one up the middle, and that's going to get past the glove of the shortstop Burns and roll into center field. A base hit, so the Scouts coming out hot here in the beginning of this continued game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we needed. You know, you're down 5-0. You got to get some runners on and try to scrape away at this lead.
So now 1 on and nobody out. It's going to bring the 9-hitter Aaron Valance to the plate. Valance, a 165 hitter on the year with 8 RBIs. He has played 34 contests at short. First pitch to him. AV, he shows bunt but pulls back, but that one in there for a called strike. The count goes 0-1 here. Valance from Wayland Baptist University in the great state of Texas, as he might call it, the country of Texas. Cody Maw looks to the catcher. Pickoff attempt over to first to try to get Holloway not in time. Scooped out of the dirt there by the first baseman, Hubbock. Holloway, decent-sized lead. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and AV hits that one high in the air. Foul territory on the first base side. The first baseman, Hubbock, steps over into foul ground, comes under it, and makes the grab for out number 1. Mark it down as an F3 in your books, folks. And now 1 on and one out, and back to the top of the order with John Sharp. John Sharp, he is 1 for 1 in this game already. From back on July 4th, he comes into the contest hitting at a 310 mark, three doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, and 13 RBIs. It was an RBI off the bat of Sharp yesterday that was the difference in the game. A pitcher's duel that the Scouts took by a score of 2-1. So Sharp, he bats from the right side against the lefty Cody Maw. A pickoff attempt to try to get Kerry Holloway again. Keeps the base runner honest. The pitch that time. And John takes that on the inside. The count moves 1 ball and no strikes with 1 out here in the top of the third.
Yeah, Sharp's been real good for us all season. For the games that he's played, he's suffered some injuries, a concussion, and other things like that. But when he is in the game, he's definitely a threat and a guy that you really want to be in the lineup on an everyday basis.
And absolutely, just one of the most effective hitters in this league, and a league with a lot of great middle infielders. Lefty Maw continues to make a couple of pickoff attempts over to first to try to get Holloway. But Holloway still taking a very big lead, possibly looking for a small ball type thing to create a run here, just as Ryan O'Hearn did yesterday. 1-0 pitch fouled right back into the screen, evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here. Sharp, the native of Knoxville, Tennessee. Played his freshman year at Lipscomb University. I believe he was redshirted.
He was.
But he is headed to Cleveland State Community College in the fall as he looks to a year or 2 of JUCO ball before he can find a more permanent home. Pickoff attempt again to Holloway. Not in time.
Yeah, the pitcher doing a good job holding Holloway over there. Obviously, he's got some wheels. Don't want him to get in scoring position for Sharp, who's got the ability to drive him in. So,
and Holloway with 8 stolen bases on the year. That pitch to Sharp, outside part of the plate, a fastball for a called strike. John falling behind in the count 1-2 with 1 out. Adrian Marquez waits on deck. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. The pitcher Maw, he looks to the catcher Rob Emery. The 1-2 pitch. And that one, a fastball delivered on the outside, evens up the count 2-2. Left-handed pitcher. I don't believe the Scouts have faced a lefty in a minute and a half.
Yeah, a lot of times we're facing a lefty out of the bullpen, but I think the last lefty we faced starting was actually the Lincoln County Settlers. I don't know if it was this guy or another guy, but
2-2 pitch swung on and missed there by John Sharp, so he goes down swinging. That is out number 2 here. After giving up the leadoff hit to Holloway, 2 up, 2 down since then, it'll be the job of Adrian Marquez to try to come in and keep this rally going. We saw him do it a couple of days ago against the Hamilton Joes, a 2-out triple that began that 4 spot that the Scouts put up that really and truly propelled them to victory that afternoon. But Marquez, he fouls first pitch out of play on the third base side, hits the stands. 0-1, goes to the count with 2 down here. The runner Holloway goes. Throw on over to second is going to be in time. Kerry Holloway caught stealing there for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and nobody left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 3rd inning. Xenia, they trail the Licking County Settlers by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We move into the bottom of the third inning here. It's Andrew Alix alongside Chandler Adkins at Don Edwards Stadium in Newark, Ohio. The Scouts, they came up to the plate in the top of the third, a scoreless frame for the left-handed pitcher Cody Maw, and now Caleb Fernholz to the mound. He faces off against Hunter Nance. First pitch from Fernholz, that one taken on the outside, ball number one. Nance, in his first at-bat in this game that came a month ago, an RBI double that really got the scoring going for the Licking County team. 1-0 pitch comes on the inside. Bernie falling behind in this count now 2-0. Caleb Fernholz, the right-handed pitcher from the University of St. Thomas in Minnesota. 2-0 pitch, grounded over towards second base. On a hop, Kerry Holloway has to jump there, throws on over to first in time. That is out number one. Mark it down as a 4-3. And 1 up, 1 down now for Caleb Fernholz, who looks to get into a groove here early in this game as he really did struggle in the rainy game back on the 4th of July, allowing 5 runs on 6 hits through 2 innings in that one. But 1 up, 1 down here, and it's going to bring Luke Phillips to the plate. Luke Phillips from the University of Western Alabama. He hits at a 302, a mark on the year, but 22 RBIs. First pitch for Caleb Fernholz. That one finds the zone. A fastball in there for a called strike. The count moves 0-1 here with 1 down in the bottom of the third. Licking County leading by a score of 5-0. The 0-1. Fernholz just missing off the plate there. Count evens up 1-1. Defensively for the Scouts, it's Evan McDonald behind the plate, Caleb Loy at first, Kerry Holloway at second, Aaron Valance at short, John Sharp at third, Marquez in left, O'Hearn in center, and Jeremy Barth in right. 1-1 pitch goes downstairs, moves the count 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. And found straight back into the screen. Luke Phillips just missing that one. Evens the count up 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. And that one grounded back towards Fernholz. He fields it, underhand toss over to Caleb Loy at first. That one's in time for out number 2. So a couple of groundouts have sent the Settlers up, 2 down. And it's going to be Tanner Burns of Calhoun Community College coming to the plate. Burns, the shortstop, he walked and came around to score in his first at-bat back on July 4th. Burns on the season. A .264 hitter. He takes low and away first pitch. 3 doubles and 14 RBIs over 144 at-bats. He has appeared in 35 contests for this Licking County team. 1 ball, no strikes, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. The pitch from Fernholz. And that one is fouled hard out of play. First base side, get a soar over the stands. And the Scouts bullpen there who's looking to catch some shade. It is a very, very hot day. The heat wave that is sweeping the nation did not decide to miss the great state of Ohio. And me and Chandler just happy that we have caught some air conditioning up here in the press box. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed there. Fernie with the changeup. Moves ahead in this count, a ball and 2 strikes, but 2 outs. So Burns steps out, but now he's back in the box. The 1-2 pitch. And Fernholz delivers just a bit low, going to even the count up 2-2. Ryan O'Hearn playing shallow in center. John Sharp a little bit in over at third. 2-2 pitch. And that one is in there for a called strike 3. He got him looking. So no runs on, no hits, and nobody left aboard for the Licking County Settlers in the home half of the third. We go into the 4th inning. Licking County, they lead the Scouts by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the top of the fourth inning. The Scouts, they trail this game by a score of 5-0. It's going to be Adrian Marquez back to the plate. He came in the top of the third, but ended up getting sent back without an official at-bat as Kerry Holloway got caught stealing. Adrian swings hard at the first pitch, a high pop-up on the infield. The shortstop, Tanner Burns, is under it. He makes the grab for out number one. So one pitch, one out for the lefty Cody Maughan. It's going to bring Jeremy Barth to the plate. Jeremy Barth from Biola University in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. He is hitting at a 255 mark on the year. That's with 11 doubles, a home run, and 21 RBIs for the man that is known as Dad. Because he looks like a dad.
Yeah,
looks older than Corey Coombs.
Well, he's a fifth-year senior, and I don't know how many of those guys we got, but obviously 6'4", 200-something pounds, and really looks like a grown man out there.
The 0-1 pitch after Barth took the first pitch, but the 0-1's a curveball, finds the outside part of the plate, a called strike two. 0-2 goes the count with one out here in the top of the fourth. The pitch, and Jeremy watches low that time. The count works 1 ball, 2 strikes. Barth, his first time up in this game on July 4th, he grounded out to the shortstop Burns for the second out in the top of the first, but he grounds that one up the middle. The second baseman moving over. He throws on over to first. Not in time. Jeremy Barth beats it out for the infield hit. A play that develops slowly, and Jeremy Barth with the wheels to beat that one out. And you talk about Barth's athleticism out there, and even with his big size, he's got a lot of speed and really a five-tool player out there.
Yeah, he's a really good player, and like you said, a five-tool player. And like I was mentioning in our last broadcast at the Hamilton Joe's place, man, even though that he's a Division III player at Biola University, he's really got the tools to play at the next level.
First pitch to Evan McDonald, fouled hard down the left field line. Count's going to go 0-1. Evan, a 271 hitter on the season, 14 doubles, 2 home runs, and 22 RBIs. McDonald from Fairleigh Dickinson University in the great state of New Jersey, the Garden State. Famous residents of New Jersey, me. 0-1 goes the count. Here's the pitch. And Evan swings and missing there. Falling behind in this count, 0-2. 1 on and 1 out in the top of the fourth. Scouts trailing by a score of 5-0.
Yeah, we want to see if we can string a few hits together here and scratch a run across the board.
We saw it when we saw how these things can develop so quickly with the 4 spot that the Scouts put up in Hamilton just a couple days ago, and it just takes stringing a couple hits together to bring the Scouts back into this ball game. Still a lot of baseball left to play.
Absolutely.
We were trailing by 6 runs at the Cincinnati Steam that one day when we ended up winning 17-7. But Evan gets a breaking ball, and he just gets a piece of it, spells it straight down into the plate, so the count's going to stay 0-2.
Yeah, head coach Bubba Cage is always talking about those spark guys, those high energy guys. It only takes one guy to really put a spark into your team and allow your team to string a few hits together, but it comes down to who's going to be the guy.
0-2 pitch. And Evan McDonald lifts that one high in the air towards left field. The left fielder Fitzgerald comes under it and makes the grab. So Evan putting a good swing of the bat on it there, but not enough. And the dimensions here, not the deepest ballpark. We got high fences all around. No one's going to be robbing any home runs today other than that high fence, but it's 300 to left and right, 380 to deep center field.
Yeah, that ball hit pretty hard by Evan McDonald, but it seems like the left fielder playing deep already just had him played perfectly.
So we'll run her at first and 2 down now in the top of the fourth. The batter, Caleb Bloy, first pitch to Bloy, and he hits that one high in the air towards center. The center fielder tracking in. He makes the grab for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 4th inning. The Scouts trailing this game by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here, bottom of the fourth inning. The Scouts trailing by a score of 5-0. Caleb Fernholtz in his first inning back sent the Settlers down 1-2-3, a couple of groundouts and a strikeout, looking for the man from Cashton, Wisconsin. And he'll face off against Evan Flax, Nick Vague, and Joe McGuire here in the home half of the fourth. The Settlers leading this game by a score of 5-0.
Yeah, Caleb comes out and he puts together a good first inning. That's exactly what you want to see after having a tough outing last outing, and then even in this game, being down 5-0, with the rain and everything that's happening, he goes out and gets 3 quick outs. That's exactly what you're looking for right there.
First pitch to Evan Flax is hit hard and foul into the pine trees way out of play on the left field side. 0-1 the count. Flax from Denison University. That's a Division III school in the state of Ohio. 0-1. And that one comes on the inside, even to the count, a ball and a strike. The only thing I know about Denison is I actually grew up with a guy who plays soccer there now, Brenner Bodell, alumni of Glen Ridge High School in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. Curveball from Caleb Fernholtz missing just off the plate that time. The count moves 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And Fernie goes with the fastball, about the same location there. This time he gets the call from the home plate umpire. Or did he not?
Yeah, no, he got the call.
Okay. He evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scoreboard fails me sometimes. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one in the dirt. Check swing. Did he go? Appeal to the field umpire says he did not. So the count will move full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Licking County leads the Scouts by a score of 5-0. So Flax, he bats from the left side against the right-handed pitcher Fernholtz. Fernholtz looks to McDonald. He sets, delivers, and that one is grounded over towards Aaron Balance at short. He takes it on a hop. Long throw over to first. Caleb Loy has to extend his entire 6'4" frame there, but gets it before Flax can get there. That is out number 1. Mark it down as a 6'3" in your books.
Yeah, Caleb Loy being 6'4", both of our first basemen are pretty big men, and that length at first base is exactly what you're looking for, and it allows you to make plays such as that one right there, make them look easy.
So now the batter, Nick Vague. Vague from Nick Vogie? Nick Vogie, there we go. And Vogie hits the first pitch high in the air. John Sharp tracks under it over at third, makes the grab. Out number 2. So 1 pitch, 1 out to get Vogie. And 2 up, 2 down quickly, and we're going to go back to the top of the order. The batter is Joe McGuire. McGuire, a .310 hitter on the year. He has just 29 at-bats on the season. Couple of doubles and 2 RBIs to show for it. He did not play in the first game. He is the only substitution for this Licking County team. First pitch, and he takes that one into left field. Adrian Marquez having to track back, but he makes the grab on the run for out number 3. So a very quick home half of the fourth for the righty Fernholtz. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for the Settlers. We have played 4, and the Settlers lead the game by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top of the fifth inning we go. It's Andrew Alix and Chandler Adkins here. The Scouts are going to send Don Ring, Ryan O'Hearn, and Kerry Holloway to the plate. They trail this game by a score of 5-0. First pitch from Cody Maw. Don Ring swings there, takes it high in the air, but on the infield, the first baseman Hubbuck is tracking. He seems to have lost it in the sun, but he finally gets a hold of it there, comes under it, makes the grab. That is out number one. One pitch, one out to get Don Ring, and it's going to bring Ryan O'Hearn to the plate.
I don't know if the second baseman actually saw the ball. He lets the first baseman come all the way over to second base and catch that. But either way, he gets an out and they get the job done.
So now O'Hearn to the plate. Ryan, a .215 hitter on the year, but as I like to stretch, he has 31 walks, and he lays down a bunt, but that's a long bunt down the line, and Ryan O'Hearn beats out the throw from the second baseman. So Ryan aboard with an infield hit, and we have seen all season what his wheels can do and what a force he can be on the base path for these Scouts, Chandler.
Yeah, he runs a hard 90 every time he hits the ball. I mean, it's incredible to watch that guy run to first base or even run the bases at all, but his wheels are definitely over a lot of wheels on the team.
And he a former defensive back in football, and you can kind of see that speed that won him a state championship with Central Catholic in Toledo a couple of years ago. First pitch to Kerry Holloway, that one's taken low. Holloway, his first time up, which was in this game now. I can now refer to things that happened in this game. He singled to lead things off here for the Scouts. Kerry, like I mentioned before, a .261 hitter on the year with 7 RBIs. Pickoff attempt to try to get O'Hearn. Not in time. Ryan, he has 15 stolen bases on the season. He's only been caught stealing once.
Yeah, I would assume that this pitcher is going to keep a close eye on O'Hearn over there at first base.
The 1-0 pitch, and Ryan goes. The throw on over to second base is not going to be nearly in time. Ryan O'Hearn slides in, stealing his 16th stolen base of the season. And I was going to say, now that we've had a pretty good sample size of Ryan O'Hearn just trying to swipe some bags, and he does it at a pretty effective rate. And, you get a runner into scoring position like that. And
yeah, I mean, you think about Ryan O'Hearn, he's got 1 home run on the year, but when he hits a single, it's really a double because of his speed, the ability to steal second base, and that's
1-1 pitch to Holloway, and that one is a sliding dive in the gap by the shortstop Tanner Burns, but he gets up with no time to throw it. Kerry Holloway already standing over at first base with an infield hit. So the Scouts here with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. They have runners at first and second with 1 out, and it'll be interesting to see whether the Scouts choose to bunt Aaron Valance here to get the 2 runners over and bring John Sharp to the plate, more of a hitter for average with the opportunity to bring a couple home.
Yeah, I mean, that shortstop just made an excellent play. I mean, Ryan O'Hearn with his speed, that ball's hit to the right of him, so he holds up at second base. But going out and diving and making that play saves O'Hearn from advancing 90 feet.
First pitch to Valance taken in there for a called strike 1. 0-1 the count with 1 out. Ryan O'Hearn is at second. Kerry Holloway at first in the top of the 5th. The Scouts trail the Licking County Settlers by a score of 5-0. The pitch there, that one in the dirt. It's going to even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Valance, the native of Amarillo, Texas. I was going to say Amarillo by morning. The George Strait song. 1-1 now. Valance. He waits. Maul looks back to Ryan O'Hearn at second base, and the pickoff attempt, just a fake-out move there. Keep O'Hearn honest. We've seen Ryan steal third base a couple times at least this season, and with his speed, he is definitely a threat.
Yeah, you're going to have to keep a close eye on him. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to take third sometime during this at bat.
1-1, and AV strokes that one, and it's going to drop in center field. Ryan O'Hearn, he's rounding second and heading home. The throw home is going to not get there in time. Sails way over the catcher. Kerry Holloway goes to second, Kerry Holloway goes to third, Aaron Valance to second, and an RBI single off the bat of AV puts a run on the board for the Scouts, and they're still going. Runners at second and third now with just 1 out, and John Sharp comes up in a big spot.
Yeah, this is exactly the guy you want in the spot. I mean, his 2 at-bats yesterday basically played a part in both runs to win the game yesterday, and then now today he's getting an opportunity with 1 out to drive in a pair of runs right here.
And we talk about the job, though, that Ryan O'Hearn with stealing bases. Once again, a single turns into a double, and you get guys in scoring position just like that. First pitch to John Sharp. That one's a curveball taken up and in. Ball number one. One ball, no strikes with one out here. The Scouts have runners at second and third. 5-1 the score in favor of Licking County. That pitch comes on the inside. Looks like we got some guests. We got the AT staff up in here. Kennedy and Lexi and Stacy and Lacey. That pitch taken by John Sharp. He's ahead in the count, 2-0 now. The 2-0 pitch, and John swinging and missing at a changeup there from Maw. The count moves 2-1. We got speed on the base paths with Holloway and Valance. Anything in the gap could bring two home. 2-1. And John hits that one in the air. It bounces. The second baseman takes it, throws over to first. Kerry Holloway comes in to score on the ground out. So the Scouts put another run on the board. They have closed the gap to 5-2 now. John Sharp, as Bubba Cates says, you hit the ball to second base and you can win the game. And
yeah, that's an excellent job right there. That at bat was huge. He did an excellent job hitting that ball on the ground to second base and scoring a run.
So now the score 5-2 in favor of Licking County, and Aaron Valance is over at third with 2 outs. Adrian Marquez to the plate. First pitch to Queso, a breaking ball taken in there for a called strike. It just clipped the outside part of the zone. So Queso falls behind in the count, 0-1. Queso, his first time up, he popped out to the shortstop, Tanner Burns. The 0-1. And swinging a miss there. Queso chasing on the outside. The count moves 0-2 here. With 2 down, the runner at third is Aaron Valance. We are in the top of the 5th inning. Licking County leads Xenia by a score of 5-2. So Queso steps back in, lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-2 pitch, and breaking ball grounded foul. First base side staying alive in the count is Adrian Marquez.
When we talk about Adrian, and obviously he has a lot of power leading the team in home runs, but he has the ability to hit with 2 strikes, and that's something that a lot of guys with power don't have.
The 0-2 pitch. And Adrian takes on the outside. The count moves 1-2. Marquez, his 5-game hit streak was snapped yesterday against the Hamilton Joes, but he has been hot of late. A couple of multi-hit games, and he grounds that one foul down the third base line, so the count stays a ball and 2 strikes here with 2 down. Marquez is one of his big days coming on July 16th against the Steam, a 3-for-5 day, a home run and 3 RBIs. The 1-2 pitch. And Queso doing a good job of staying alive in this count, working the pitch count for Cody Maw. Cody Maw, a very good left-handed pitcher out there. And, you know, with the shortened game, with him just coming in to start the top of the 3rd inning, there might be an expectation for this Licking County team who has played a lot of games in the past couple of days that this guy could go the distance. 1-2 pitch, and Queso grounds that one over towards first base. The first baseman, Hubbock, fields it, steps on first for out number 3. But 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 man left aboard for the Scouts. We have reached the middle of the 5th inning. The Scouts trailing the Licking County Settlers by a score of 5-2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head here to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Scouts trailing by a score of 5-2. Ryan Fitzgerald to the plate to face off against Caleb Fernholz. He fouls the first pitch back into the box. It takes a big enough hop to get back to Fernholz, but the umpire says foul ball. Just call it a strike there. Ryan Fitzgerald. 190 hitter on the year. Couple of RBIs. Just 4 for 21 on the season, so very limited work, but he grounds that pitch over towards Kerry Holloway at second base. He fields it, throws on over to first in time, out number 1. So Caleb Fernholz continues to induce groundouts here. And a quick first out is going to bring Rob Emery to the plate. Rob Emery, an all-star for this Licking County team. He plays catcher. Started his career as a freshman at Dartmouth, but transferring to the University of San Francisco. Famous University of San Francisco alumni, Chandler? Any guesses?
I have no idea.
NBA Hall of Famer Bill Russell. First pitch. Fernie delivers that one in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count with 1 out. The 0-1 pitching. That one low and outside. Evens at the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Emery, 328, 21 RBIs. He has 10 doubles and 6 home runs on the season. The 1-1 pitch. And Fernie delivers that one. A very close call on the outside part of the plate, but a called strike there. Slider? Or?
Yeah, it looked like a slider right there and just clipped the outside part of the plate.
The 1-2. Here it comes. And that one, a chopper over towards third. Fielding it is John Sharp. Throw on over to first. Scooped out of the dirt, but they say he was safe over at first base. The catcher, Rob Emery, with an infield hit. So 1 on and 1 out. You don't see that every day, a catcher getting an infield hit, but you're a catcher, I guess, sort of. More of a third baseman in my eyes, but I have a small sample size.
Yeah, I don't really know. I guess he just said that he beat it out. I think everybody thought that, the first baseman, Caleb Beloy, made a great play picking that ball, and he
starts
to go around.
Yeah, starts to go around the horn, but well, Bubba Cates having a talk with the umpire over at first. Looks like a close call. Tie goes to the runner, I suppose, but the field umpire moving over, and we're just going to call it an infield hit for Rob Emery. So 1 on and 1 out for Licking County here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Settlers, they lead the Scouts by a score of 5-2. And it's going to bring Kyle Hubbock to the plate. Hubbock from North Alabama, a .348 hitter, 155 at-bats, 35 RBIs. That's on 20 extra base hits, 15 doubles, and 5 home runs. And it looks like time being called there. And the throw from John is a little bit short. Do you think that has something to do with the adjustment, just going from short to third? What's that kind of adjustment from middle infield to the corner?
Well, usually the throws are a little bit shorter from third base, but and number 34 takes a strike right there. But I think he just played the hop, and he knew that he had to get rid of it quick. And sometimes when you try to rush it a little bit, you kind of choke the baseball.
0-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Fernholz, and that one grounded past the glove of the second baseman, Kerry Holloway, and it's going to roll into right field. A base hit, so a couple of straight hits by the Licking County Settlers have runners at first and second and 1 out. And it's going to bring the 5-hitter Hunter Nance to the plate. Nance on the year, a .244 hitter. 16 RBI. It's his first time up against Fernholz this game. He grounded out over to second base. Fernholz, who's been inducing groundouts all day, possibly looking for that double play ball to get him out of the jam.
Yeah, that's definitely what you're looking for. You want to definitely keep that runner in scoring or runner in double play position, I might say, so that you can roll 2 here and get out of this inning without any damage.
First pitch to Nance, taken low and away, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes here with 1 out in the home half of the 5th inning. Fernholz looks to the catcher, Evan McDonald. He sets and delivers. And that one finds the zone, so the count moves 2-1. Evan McDonald trying to throw back over to second to try to get the lead runner Emery a bit too far off the bag, but the throw doesn't get there in time. So Fernie looks back to second base again. Wind blowing out to left field here. A very sunny, very, very hot day in Newark, Ohio. The pitch. And that one grounded over towards second base. Kerry Holloway goes to second for one. The throw on to first for two in time. A 4-6-3 double play gets Caleb Fernholz out of a jam in the bottom of the fifth. So no runs on 2 hits and 1 man left aboard. We have played 5. The Settlers lead the Scouts by a score of 5-2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the top of the 6th inning here. Andrew Alix alongside Chandler Adkins. The Scouts have put up 2 runs so far, trying to come back from the 5-0 deficit they inherit. And Jeremy Barth to the plate to lead things off against the lefty Cody Maw. First pitch from Maw, a curveball taken in there for a called strike 1. Barth, he singled his first time up in the continuation of the game, but he swings and misses there. Behind in the count, 0-2. Barth, the native of Los Angeles, started his career off at Loyola Marymount University in the West Coast Conference before transferring to Biola, and he hacks at that one, a high fly ball into left field, but the left fielder Fitzgerald comes under it and makes the grab. Out number 1. Mark it down as an F7 in your books, and with 1 away, it's going to bring Evan McDonald to the plate.
You know, that ball was hit pretty hard. I mean, we talk about Barth and how big he is and how he's a 5-tool player and how he has power, but when you think about power to the pull side. Well, he's also got power to the opposite field, and he displays that right there, hitting it deep, almost to the warning track.
So with 1 away, McDonald up now. First pitch to Evan. Breaking ball, that one taken low. The count 1-0. Evan 0 for 2 on the game. The 1-0 pitch. And Evan watches low and away that time. He's ahead in the count 2-0. McDonald, an all-star from Fairleigh Dickinson University, the native of Circleville, Ohio. And he waves and misses at the 2-0 pitch there, moves the count 2 balls and a strike. Fairleigh Dickinson, that's a smaller Division I school in the NEC, or the Northeastern Conference, plays in with schools like, I believe, Long Island University and Robert Morris, places like that. 2-1 pitch, and Evan rips that one foul. Third base line, evens up the count, 2-2. Evan, a .271 hitter on the year, 22 RBIs. That is third Best batting average on the active roster for the Xenia Scouts. Can't really count Jacob Chrysler on that list with just his 19 at-bats, obviously. And our leading hitter was Chandler before he went down with a hamstring injury. Here comes 2-2, pitch to Evan. He watches up and away. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. The Scouts trailing the Licking County Settlers by a score of 5-2. Maw looks to the catcher, Emery. The 3-2 pitch, and Evan fouls a inside pitch down the third base line, staying alive in the at-bat. He could have probably taken that one ball 4, right?
Yeah, that ball looked down and in, but it would have been close. And Evan making the right decision and fouling that pitch off and lived to fight another day.
3-2 again. And Evan hits that one hard past the glove of the diving third baseman, and that's going to roll into left field. Evan McDonald continues to own the left field line like he has all season. And we've seen it time and time again in the Scouts with a 1-out base runner off the single from McDonald. His first hit of the day and the 6th hit of the day for the Scouts and just their 4th inning back. So the Scouts bats coming out hot here as they try to mount a comeback against the odds. First pitch to Caleb Bloy is lifted high in the air towards right. The right fielder chasing, and that one's going to drop in foul territory, and no one, Corey Coops, does not like the call there. That ball was 100% fair, and
what in the world?
That was a fair ball that was called foul. Corey Coops not liking it over at first base, launching his helmet.
That was not.
That was a
fair ball.
That was a blown call if I've ever seen one. I mean, it was close, but when the field umpire has the angle there, and that ball, I don't even believe that was on the line. That was to the left of the right field line. That was 100% in the green, and we're going to see if they're going to overturn it.
What? I don't really know. I mean, I guess the ball it bounced fair and then went foul, but
yeah,
that would be a fair ball. So
an unfortunate thing to happen there, and Bloy didn't hit that ball very well, but it just found the right place, and unfortunately, they're going to take that one away from him. So the count is 0-1 here. With 1 out, the pitch to Bloy again, and he lifts that one high in the air to left center field. The center fielder Flax chases over and makes the grab, and that is out number 2. And a tough break for the Xenia Scouts there. Instead of a runner in scoring position with 1 out, it's now just 1 on with 2 outs.
Well, that's why you take the hits when you can get them. I mean, you think about that right there. I mean, boy, not hitting that ball very hard, and it drops apparently foul by the umpire, and then he hits a ball hard to center field and gets out. I mean, that's just the game of baseball.
Well, that's baseball. You get some, you don't. And Don Ring swings at first pitch. It's in foul territory. A high pop-up on the third base side. The third baseman chases, makes a grab over the foul territory fence, and that is out number 3. So no runs on 1, maybe 2 hits, and 1 man left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 6th inning. The Scouts still trailing this game by a score of 5-2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Andrew Alix alongside Chandler Adkins here at Don Edwards Stadium in Newark, Ohio. The Scouts are trailing this game by a score of 5-2, and it's going to be Luke Phillips, Tanner Burns, and Evan Flax due up for Licking County to facing off against Caleb Fernholz here. First pitch from Caleb. That one swung on and missed, strike one. Fernholz, he's allowed 2 hits in 3 scoreless frames thus far. The 0-1. That one missing on the outside. Evens up the count 1-1. One pitch coming here. And taking on the outside there is Phillips. He moves ahead in the count 1-2. His first time up in the continuation of the game. Phillips grounded out back to Fernholz. 2-1 pitch. And that one's lifted into center field. Ryan O'Hearn having to track a lot of ground. He's going to make a diving, long extension play in center field, and he makes the grab for out number 1. Ryan O'Hearn showing off the wheels there and showing off that athleticism.
Yeah, we're always talking about Ryan O'Hearn's speed. He just made an excellent grab. Obviously plays in a little bit more, but he has the ability to go back on the ball, and that's why he can play that far in, and he displays it right there.
So Ryan O'Hearn saving what could have been a double, possibly even a triple off the bat of Luke Phillips. And now it's going to bring Tanner Burns to the plate. Burns, his first time up today, went down looking. First pitch to him, taking on the outside, ball number 1. Burns, 264 on the season with 14 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch now. And that one, a chopper over towards Kerry Holloway at second. He takes it on one hop, throws on over to first. In time. And the umpire looked indecisive there. So 2 quick outs for Caleb Fernholz here. And with 2 away, Evan Flax is going to come to the plate. Flax, his first time up, he grounded out to short. He bats from the left side against the right-handed pitcher, Caleb Fernholz. Payoff. That one finds the zone. Taken in there for a called strike 1. 0-1 goes the count with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Scouts trailing the Licking County Settlers by a score of 5-2. 0-1 delivery from Fernholz. That one finds the zone again. Fernholz pounding the zone with a couple of straight fastballs taken in there for called strikes. He's ahead of the count. 0-2 here. The 0-2 pitch. And that one, chop swing, but fouled.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we like to have fun here. Corey Coop's going to have a heart attack one of these days. So count stays 0-2 here with 2 down. Fernholz looks to the catcher, Evan McDonald. Now he has what he wants, the 0-2 delivery. And that one grounded over towards second base. Kerry Holloway having to track a lot of ground. Spins, throws on over. In time for out number 3, Kerry Holloway. A great defensive play over there at second base. And a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th inning for Caleb Fernholz. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for the Settlers. We have played 6th, and Licking County leads by a score of 5-2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. First pitch from Cody Maw. That one, a curveball to Ryan O'Hearn, comes on the inside. Ball number 1. We are in the top of the 7th inning here. The Scouts trailing Licking County by a score of 5-2. It's O'Hearn, Holloway, and Aaron Valance due up. Breaking ball on 1-0. That one finds the zone, evens up the count. A ball and a strike. O'Hearn, his last time up, an infield single, stole a base, ended up coming around to score the first run of the game for the Scouts. He shows bunt but pulls back, but the home plate umpire says that one found the zone in there for a called strike. The count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes here with nobody out in the top of the 7th. The 1-2 from Maw. And Ryan swung on and missed there. Strike number 3. Cody Maw gets Ryan O'Hearn swinging. His second strikeout of the day. And out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. It's going to bring Kerry Holloway to the plate. Holloway, 2 for 2 on the day, a couple of singles. He came around to score a run. Got caught stealing in the top of the 3rd to end the top of the 3rd. First pitch. He takes that one in there for a called strike 1. Holloway from Andrew College in the state of Georgia. Showed off his defensive prowess for the 3rd out in the home half of the 6th, and he watches on the outside, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Working quickly is Cody Maw. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball just clips the outside part of the plate. Moves the count, a ball and 2 strikes. A good pitch there by the lefty Maw. And he's ahead in the count on Holloway, 1-2, trying to retire him for the first time today. So Holloway calls time there, but now he steps back in. He bats from the right side against the lefty Cody Maw. The 1-2 pitch coming now. And that one low, rolls under the legs of the catcher, Rob Emery. It's going to even the count up 2-2. Holloway. Awaits the 2-2 now. Maw looks to Emery. He has what he wants. The 2-2 delivery. And breaking ball, that one taken upstairs. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Licking County leads the Xenia Scouts by a score of 5-2. The 3-2 pitch. And Carey pops that one up in foul territory on the first base side. Chasing is the first baseman Hubbuck. Goes a long way, but makes the grab, and that is out number 2. A quick 2 outs for Cody Maw, and now it's going to be the 9-hitter Aaron Valance up. AV, his last time up, an RBI single to bring home Ryan O'Hearn. Put up the first run of the game for Xenia. First pitch, breaking ball, taken in there for a called strike 1. AV, that was his 9th RBI of the season. Has come around to score 17 runs, though. And he watches the 0-1 up and away, evens out the count, a ball and a strike. The 1-1. And AV watches low. The count moves 2-1.
You know, Andrew, now that I think about it, we did face this guy earlier in the season at home. And one of the things this pitcher likes to do is he likes to work fast. And he likes to work at his pace, and he does a good job of having the hitters off balance and working off his pace.
AV takes it on the outside that time. So the count moves 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Here's the delivery. And that one does find the zone, so the count works full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Xenia trailing Licking County by a score of 5-2. And that one is taken low and in, ball number 4. So Aaron Valance draws a 2-out walk, and it's going to bring it back to the top of the order with John Sharp. And the Scouts going to see if they can try to get something going and narrow this lead, try to work themselves back to this game late in this game. This game, of course, the first of 2 that we will play here at Don Edwards Stadium in Newark. The second game estimated to start about 7:35. We'll keep you updated on the Twitter page after this game. First pitch to John Sharp is fouled out of play, first base side. John 0 for 2 on the day, but a quality at-bat back in the 5th inning, forcing the ground ball over to second base that allowed Kerry Holloway to score the second run. Pick-off attempt to try to get Aaron Valance. Not going to get there. out-of-town scoreboard, the one that matters. Hamilton leading Cincinnati's team by a score of 5-0 right now. And John watches fastball outside part of the plate, strike number 2, so 0-2 with 2 outs, a runner on first. That runner is named Aaron Valance. The 0-2 pitch, and Valance goes. Sharp takes that one on the inside, and there's going to be no throw to try to get Valance, so call it defensive indifference. Psych, called a stolen base. So AV snagging the bag there, and now anything in the gap from Sharp could bring another run home with Valance in scoring position. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. The pitch from Cody Maughan, and that one comes way inside, so John works the count 2-2. The stolen base for Valance. He's 9th on the season. That puts him 3rd amongst all Xenia scouts. Not a lot of stolen bases. That one kid on the Hamilton Joe has like 29. 2-2 pitch coming. And a curveball. John hits that one over towards the shortstop, Burns. Burns fields it, throws on over to first in time for out number 3. So no runs on no hits and 1 man left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 7th inning. The Xenia Scouts trail the Licking County Settlers by a score of 5-2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here for the bottom of the 7th, the Scouts trailing by a score of 5-2. It's Andrew Alix and Chandler Adkins on the call, and Nick Vogie to the plate to face off against Caleb Fernholz for the 2nd time this afternoon. His first time, he flew out to the 3rd baseman, John Sharp. First pitch from Fernie. That one finds the outside part of the plate, a called strike 1. Vogie from the University of Memphis. It's a Division I school in Memphis. Derek Rose went there. Fun facts all around. 0-1 pitch lifted high in the air to center field. Chasing back is Ryan O'Hearn. He's going to get to the track, and that one is going to be did not make the catch on the track. And then he kicks the ball around. Vogie's rounding 2nd and heading for 3rd. The throw from O'Hearn over to 3rd going to be cut off by the shortstop Valance. And Ryan O'Hearn, who tracked a lot of ground there, unable to make the grab. And
well, because of his speed, he was able to get back there and have a shot at making that play. But you know, when you get on that warning track, whether you like it or not, you're going to be thinking about that wall. And I think that's exactly what happened. He got on that warning track to catch that ball, and then he hammered that wall pretty hard, you know, and unable to make the grab, unfortunately.
So Vogie aboard with a triple or a double with an advance? A triple. So that's his first triple of the year. And now it's going to be to the top of the order with Joe McGuire. McGuire, his first time up, flew out to left. To fly out to left this time around would bring another run home for the Licking County Settlers. The 1-0 pitch to McGuire, and that one is hit in the air to left. Coming under it, Adrian Marquez. He makes the grab. And, you know, curse of the commentator in a good way. because Adrian Marquez rockets it home, and no tag there from Nick Vogie. So a fly out to left, not enough to bring a run home. Mark it down as they have 7. It's a good kind of commentator curse when you underestimate your own, right?
Yeah, well, Adrian Marquez has a great arm in left field, and that ball not hit too deep, but deep enough for somebody to try to advance. But because of Adrian's arm, the runner decides to stay at third.
So one away and a runner at third is going to bring Ryan Fitzgerald to the plate. Fitzgerald, his first time up, he grounded out to second base. The infield is in all around. John Sharp a couple steps in at third, and Kerry Holloway playing close at second, looking to make the play to the plate on any kind of ground ball to try to prevent the run. 1-0 the count now to Fitzgerald. Here's the pitch from Fernholz, and that one a grounder over towards short. Valance looks to the runner, holds him at third, and throws over to first in time. A very good play defensively by Aaron Valance to look the runner, and it's basically the reason you put the infield in like that.
Yeah, that was a great job. The middle infielders were actually playing a little bit further off the grass, allowing you to cover a little bit more ground, but that ball hit right at Valance, and he does a good job looking the runner back and going to first. And now there's 2 outs and 1 more out.
So now the best hitter in the lineup, Rob Emery, to the plate, and Emery has had Caleb Fernholz's number not just since we've been here, but also on July 4th. He is 3 for 3 on the game if you look at it as a whole. But 1-0 pitch comes on the inside. They say Emery went around, evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 down. The runner at third is Nick Vogie. He led off with a triple, but Fernholz just an out away from getting himself out of this jam and holding the lead at 3 runs for the Licking County team. 1-1 pitch now. And that one fouled hard out of play on the first base side. Fernholz works himself ahead in this count. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 down. Emery, .328 hitter on the year, 21 RBIs. That average will go up once this 3 for 3 is in the books, but Fernholz trying to retire him for the first time. He shakes off the catcher, Evan McDonald, a couple of times, but now he has what he wants, the 1-2 pitch. And that one is lined up the middle, a base hit. Rob Emery continues to have Caleb Fernholz's number. Nick Vogie comes in to score, and that extends the Licking County lead to 6-2. So unfortunately, sometimes
somebody has your number.
Somebody has your number. And Rob Emery, to be fair, like it's the third hit of that 3 for 3, which is now a 4 for 4, was a very close play over at first base. But regardless, it's the runner at first and 1 out. First pitch chopped over to first. Caleb Loy makes a jumping grab, then steps on first. Out number 3, mark it down as a 3 unassisted, and that is going to end things here for Licking County in the bottom of the 7th. But 1 run on 2 hits and 1 man left aboard. We have played 7, and the Licking County Settlers lead the Xenia Scouts by a score of 6-2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the 8th inning. Licking County leads Xenia by a score of 6-2, and the Scouts, they're going to send Adrian Marquez, Jeremy Barth, and Evan McDonald to the plate here in the top of the 8th as they try to mount a comeback and work their way back into this game. The Settlers putting up a run in the bottom of the 7th, extending that lead from a 3-run lead to a 4-run lead, but we have seen the Scouts mount a 4-run lead in the 8th a couple of times, both of them coming against the Southern Ohio Copperheads a couple weeks ago. First pitch to Adrian Marquez, a breaking ball in there for a called strike. Queso, he is 0 for 2 on the day. A fly out and a ground out to first. The 0-1. And Queso fouls that one hard on the first base side, moves the count 1-2. The Scouts, they need one win or a one Hamilton loss to lock up the Southern Division Championship. As Marquez watches on the outside, moves the count 1-2 strikes. With nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning, the Scouts trailing by a score of 6-2. The 1-2 pitch. And Queso, a liner over towards short, picked off by the shortstop Tanner Burns, out number 1.
And you can live with that. You hit a ball hard, especially the other way, and you hit it right at somebody. There's no hanging your head there. You hit a ball hard, and that's all you can ask for.
So 1 out, 1 away here in the top of the 8th. It's going to bring Jeremy Barth up. He is 1 for 3 on the day, 1 for 2 on today, July 23rd. And first pitch to Barth, taking on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. Jeremy, we saw what he could do in the All-Star game, and he takes that pitch into right center field. It's going to drop and roll all the way to the wall. A hard bounce. Jeremy rounding first, heading for second, and he's going to get there standing. A stand-up double for Jeremy Barth as a Xenia Scout in scoring position with 1 out here.
And he dabs at second base.
Did he dab at second base? Wow. You know, I guess when we get to game number 40, you think you've seen it all, and Jeremy Barth is dabbing now. So, I mean, I don't even know what to do with that. Can we just call it a championship, right? Runner at second and 1 out here. Evan McDonald comes to the plate. McDonald is 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch to Evan, and he hits that one high in the air to left center field, but the center fielder Flax comes under it and makes the grab. A quick out number 2. And now it's going to be the man who was robbed earlier today of a hit by an umpire. You never know who's going to rob you. The most unsuspecting of people. I joke. But with 2 outs, he bats with a runner at second. And Caleb Loy 0 for 3 on the day. Loy from Covenant College in the great state of Georgia. A native of the metro Atlanta area. On the other side of the metro Atlanta area compared to where Kerry Holloway is from, he waits the first pitch and he shows bunt but pulls back. Breaking ball finds the zone. Call it strike 1. Loy, he's gotten the old average up a bit. And he's been hitting balls a lot harder and a lot better as he's kind of been adjusting to the wood bat. And I guess probably a higher velocity on the pitches, but breaking ball on 0-1 is taken outside part of the plate, a called strike 2. Bloy moves behind in the count. 0-2 in the count here against the starting pitcher, Cody Maw. No balls, 2 strikes, but 2 outs. A runner at second for the Scouts here in the top of the 8th inning. Maw looks to the catcher, Emery. 0-2 pitch is grounded over towards second base. The throw over to first will be in time for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left. We have reached the middle of the 8th inning, and the Scouts trail the Licking County Settlers by a score of 6-2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom of the 8th inning we go. It's Andrew Alix alongside Chandler Adkins. The Scouts, they trail the Licking County Settlers by a score of 6-2, and they're going to bring Hunter Nance to the plate. Nance, his first time up. Or he has batted twice today against Caleb Fernholz. A couple of ground outs to second base, one of them resulting in a double play. First pitch. Fastball outside part of the plate. Good location by Fernholz. Moves ahead in the count, 0-1. Nance on the season. 244 with 16 RBIs, a couple of doubles and a couple of triples to show for it. And Fernie goes on the inside part of the plate that time. He moves ahead in the count, 0-2. Fernholz, it's been night and day for him compared to the 2 innings that he pitched when we started this game on July 4th, where he let up 5 runs in 2. He has allowed just 1 run in 5 innings so far. So maybe it's the rain or the fact that he had been in a wedding all weekend, but he's moved into a little bit more of a groove today and more of the Caleb Fernholz that we've seen throughout the season.
Yeah, I'd say especially when you let up 5 runs in 2 innings against the team, you come back out and you smell the blood in the water and you're trying to get after it and put up a bunch of zeros, and he's done a pretty good job so far today.
That pitch coming on the inside evens the count up 2-2. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Scouts trailing by a score of 6-2. The 2-2 pitch, and that one is hit high in the air. Foul territory on the left field side. Chasing is Adrian Marquez. He's not going to get there. So a get out of jail free card there is a very hard hit foul ball. Even the speedy Marquez couldn't get there. The count's going to stay at 2-2. It's Hunter Nance, Luke Phillips, and Tanner Burns up here.
Yeah, something about Lincoln County's field is that there is a lot of foul territory, and that ball stays in the park, but unfortunately Marquez is not able to get there.
2-2 pitch taken low. The count's going to go full. Another look at the score of the game going on at Max McCleary Field in Cincinnati. The Joes leading by a score of 6-0. That's one of 2 that they will play today. The 3-2 pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike 3. He got him looking. So Caleb Fernholz sits down the first batter that comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And for Fernholz, that's just his second strikeout of the day. Both of them looking, but more of a ground ball pitcher anyway. He's not much of a velocity guy, but he'll induce ground balls, and that's really what's gotten him out of the trouble any trouble that he's gotten himself into throughout the day. First pitch now. That one taken up and away. Evan McDonald held on to that ball for some reason on the throwback.
He might have thought it was a strike, but like you were saying, Caleb is a lot like Noah from the right side. I mean, when he's commanding the ball on both sides of the plate, he's tough to beat. But
1-0 pitch is looped into right center, and that one's going to roll all the way to the track. Rounding first and heading for second is Luke Phillips, and he's at second, and he is going to put on the brakes there. And a good hold there by Luke Phillips, who would have been dead in the water over at third, but he takes a great swing of the bat and puts a Licking County Settler at second base with 1 out here and a chance to add another run onto their lead, try to make it all but sure it up as the Scouts will bat for what the Settlers hope to be their final time in the top of the 9th. So a runner at second and 1 out brings Tanner Burns to the plate. Burns 0 for 2 on the day, a ground out and a strikeout. One of the 2 strikeout victims of Caleb Fernholz. Burns, 264 on the season, 14 RBIs. The man from Calhoun Community College. He bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher Fernholz. Fernholz looks back the runner at second, Luke Phillips. And Phillips sliding back. Fernholz does not make a throw. No one even covering the bag, but trying to keep Phillips honest. Now the first pitch to Burns. That one in the dirt, and it gets under the legs of the catcher, Evan McDonald. Luke Phillips is going to take his free 90 feet and head over to third base. So now a runner at third with 1 out, and the sacrifice fly situation is on, and we're going to see how the infield adjusts, maybe to create a similar situation as we saw earlier, and looks like the infield's going to come in.
Yeah, they look like they're playing about halfway right here. They're going to do the same thing that they did earlier, whereas a ground ball anywhere is able to hold that runner at third base most of the time. So
1-0 pitch. The batter Burns tries to check him swing, but he goes around. So evens out the count of ball and a strike with one out here. A runner at third. Here's the pitch. And that one a grounder, a chopper over the head of John Sharp, and that's going to roll into left field for a base hit. Luke Phillips comes home to score. An RBI single off the bat of Tanner Burns extends the Licking County lead to 7-2.
yeah, that ball wasn't hit very hard. Just takes a hop off this one of the harder surfaces that we play on,
And you think that if the infield was playing regular, John still wouldn't have been able to get that?
yeah, no, that ball was hit. I mean, pretty deep into the dirt off the bounce, and I mean, usually, especially with a runner on third base, you're not playing, off the bag that much. So that would have been a tough play.
Yeah, so a runner at first now with one out. First pitch from Fernholz finds the zone, a called strike. Evan Flax to the plate is 2 times up on the afternoon. A couple of ground outs, the double play possible, but the runner goes, and that one is lifted high in the air to deep left field, and Marquez isn't going to get there. That drops at the track and rolls to the wall. Marquez throws back, but it's going to bring home the runner Tanner Burns, and standing at second with a double is Evan Flax, so an RBI double makes it 8-2 now, as the Settlers all but trying to put this victory on ice.
Yeah, and they do a hit and run right there, and number 19 does a good job of going the other way. He got a pitch he could hit, and drives it into the opposite field gap.
Absolutely, and it's a tough one, but it would be surprising to see Coach Cates take Fernholz out of the game at this point, because it would require warming up a reliever, and with a whole nother game coming, and with this one, you don't like to chalk up a loss, but improbable. Fernholz, who's pitched very well all day, because obviously the score says 8-2, but it's really just he's allowed 3 runs in 5 innings.
Right. Well, what you got to do is just rely on your bats to get hot and try to scrape up some runs, but probably not going to change pitchers this late in the game. And with the 5 runs in the first 2 innings that were played way back earlier, they're probably not going to change pitchers.
You're working, you're working already at a deficit coming into the game, so it's a tough pill to swallow for sure. But
right,
a 1-1 pitch, and that one's grounded up the middle. Valance takes on a hop, throw over to first. Is not going to be able to be scooped out of the dirt by Caleb Loy. It's going to roll over towards the scout dugout. Coming home from third is Evan Flax. The score goes 9-2. That one probably not going to be earned, as it was scored on what I assume to be an error on the throw from Valance, as that one was a hard one for the first baseman Caleb Loy to pick up. But that makes it 9-2. And now back to the top of the Licking County order. They have already brought home 3 runs this inning. How did we get here? A strikeout looking to start things off, but a double, a single that scored the first run, and then followed by another double that scored the second run. And
looks like Alix or Kyle Bruner is warming up in the bullpen. So we were completely wrong on the possibility of somebody getting loose for this game.
Well, to be fair, since we said that, a couple of runs have come home.
That is true.
And I'd have to look at Fernholz's pitch count, and it would be hard to even get a solid grasp, but we'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard again. Top of the 5th at Max McCleary. The Hamilton Joes lead Cincinnati by a score of 7-0. So the Steam having a tough time. Well, it's actually not at Max McCleary. Check that. It's at Hamilton. So I don't know how to read. But nonetheless, this is one that the Hamilton's going to get a game back on Xenia, which puts the emphasis on the Scouts having to pick up at least one of the next 2 contests with these Licking County Settlers following this game, which we can chalk up as a probable loss. Crazier things have happened in baseball, though. Runner at first and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. 9-2 the score in favor of Licking County. First pitch. And that one comes on the inside and gets past the glove of the catcher, McDonald. Advancing from first to second is Nick Voog. So another Licking County player in scoring position, and that takes the double play ball off, which is Sort of a shame. Moves the count 1-0 with one down. The 1-0 pitch. And that one hit in the gap towards shortstop. Aaron Valens can't get there, and that one rolls into left. The runner at second heads over to third. A single off the bat of Joe McGuire puts runners at the corners with one out for the Licking County Settlers, and it'll be interesting to see if Coach Bubba Cates is going to allow Fernholz to finish this game out at this point now that he has Bruner warming up in the bullpen.
Starting to look a little bit like the start of the game that we were replaying earlier in the game.
And looks like Coach Cates is going to say that will be it for Caleb Fernholz. So bottom of the eighth inning, it's runners at the corners and one out for the Licking County Settlers. Kyle Bruner coming in to relieve. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
And we're back. Andrew, Alix, we'll be back shortly, but Kyle Bruner takes the hill and try to get the last two outs of this bottom of the eighth inning. The Lincoln County Settlers have put up 3 runs on a few hits, and we turn the ball to Kyle Bruner to try to get these last 2 outs. First pitch from Kyle, taken for a ball on the outside part of the plate. Ball low in the dirt right here. Kyle Bruner goes to Grace College. I have no idea where that's at, but I know it's a D3 college, Division III. I might be wrong about that. It's probably NAIA, but yeah, Kyle, I'm sorry. I hope your parents aren't listening. And that's a strike. So we're at 3 balls and 1 strike, and Andrew Alix has returned.
What up, what up, what up? The count 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 out here. Runners at the corners. The pitcher is Kyle Bruner from Grace College in Indiana. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled right back into the screen.
What is Grace College? Is it Division III or NAI? Do you know?
It is NAIA in the great state of Indiana. Bruner worked in a limited relief role this past season. 3-2. That one in there for a called strike 3. He got him looking. So Bruner comes in and makes his mark. Out number 2 now.
And he was tossed.
Oh, he was tossed. Okay. Did he draw a line in the dirt? Yeah, so looks like that's that. We won't be seeing Ryan Fitzgerald next game, but I heard that they have a player from Auburn who would probably be playing in that role anyway. So I don't know how much of a difference that makes in what would have been the lineup for the next game. But now the Licking County manager coming out and I guess filling in the lineup change. So that's interesting. It's an interesting thing to get tossed late in the game when you're winning by a score of 9-2, but it happens. You ever been tossed?
I've been sat by my own coach before, but I don't believe I've ever been tossed out of a game.
So you're on your best behavior, I suppose.
Yeah, you try to treat the umpires who got the control of pretty much all of your at bats. Try to treat them with a little bit of respect. I mean, obviously you're frustrated when you disagree with the call that they make, but you try to keep everything under control so your next at bats will be, fairly called.
Exactly, and now it's going to be Rob Emery to the plate. He has had a good game so far, 4 for 4. A couple of RBIs to show for that, and he will bat with runners at the corners and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Licking County leads by a score of 9-2. Kyle Bruner, the first pitch, and that one fouled right down. So the count moves 0-1. Bruner, we'll see when the last time he appeared in a ball game was. I don't think we've seen him very recently. But then again, I could be wrong. The internet will tell us. Bruner, he has pitched 19 2/3 on the year. He has a 3.20 ERA. His last appearance coming on July 17th against the Cincinnati Steam. So not that long ago, swing and a miss, a breaking ball there for Bruner. Bruner likes to attack with the curveball. That's his thing.
Yeah, he's most of the time Bruner's pitching backwards. I mean, he likes to throw that off-speed pitch. He likes to work off of that off-speed pitch, like you were saying, and throw you off balance with that breaking ball, and then maybe come back with a fastball that's not very hard, but once you see that breaking ball, it's hard to adjust to.
0-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Kyle Bruner comes in relief, strikes out a couple of guys to prevent any further damage to the Scouts, but the damage did exist. 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 men left aboard. We have played 8 innings here, and the Scouts trail the Settlers by a score of 9-2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. All right, we head into the top of the ninth here. The Scouts losing by a score of 9-2 to the Licking County Settlers. A new pitcher in for Licking County. That is Jake McDougal. McDougal comes in with a bit of a cushion here, and the Scouts will send Don Ring, Ryan O'Hearn, and Kerry Holloway to the plate. McDougal on the year, a 5.4 ERA. He has pitched in 3 1/3 innings, allowing 4 hits, walking 6, and striking out no one. First pitch from him, that one comes on the inside, ball 1. Don Ring on the day, he is 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts on the infield. The 1-0. And that one comes way inside, and Don Ring could feel the wind of that ball on his shirt, but gets just out of the way as that ball goes right to the backstop. The count moves 2-0. Remember, there will be another game, so don't get too far away from whatever device you may be listening to this on, because we'll be back in probably 45 minutes from the end of this game for game number 2. The Scouts, remember, a win will clinch them the Southern Division of the Great Lakes League, so a lot of pressure on the line, but Hamilton's not doing us any favors. They're winning 6-0. 2 balls and a strike after Don Ring fouls that one off. 2-1 pitch, and Don watches on the outside, moves the count 3-1. Ring, the Hillsdale College catcher. He awaits 3-1. Here it comes. And Don swings and misses there. Team last night to put themselves in a better position. That ball hit off the end of Ring's bat right towards the shortstop, Tanner Burns. We're going to call that out number 1. Mark it down as an F6. And, and that is out number 1. So now Ryan O'Hearn to the plate. Ryan has come to the plate twice today. He singled and stole a base, came around to score his first time up, went down swinging his second time up. But we look at the standings, and Lincoln County currently in the 4th place spot with a record of 21-18. That'll likely improve to 22-18, barring something crazy happening here as Ryan O'Hearn, first pitch strike. The count moves 0-1 with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Xenia trails Lincoln County 9-2. Low and away on 0-1, evens the count of a ball and a strike. So Lincoln County 21-18. They're 5 games out of first. 1-1 pitch finds the zone. But a couple of wins from them, and assuming that the Steam lose, they'll actually move within 1 game of the Steam for what would be the 5 spot. And kind of a big difference there is the team in the 6 spot will play the 3 seed in the 1-game elimination tournament. And the 3 seed will be whoever doesn't get first between the Scouts and the Hamilton Joes, the teams with the 2nd and 3rd best records in the league respectively, as O'Hearn takes that one on the outside, moves the count 3-2, which is a much better deal. But playing Grand Lake or Irish Hills, 2 weaker teams, a much better deal than playing Hamilton or Xenia. But Ryan O'Hearn goes down swinging. That's out number 2.
Yeah, this game is just about over, but if you are going to come back, you definitely need to have base runners, and this relief pitcher getting weak contact or a strikeout there and a weak contact from Don Ring, but that's exactly what the Settlers were looking to do.
So first pitch to Kerry Holloway, swung on and missed a changeup. Holloway, he's 2 for 3 on the day. Came around to score a run. A pretty good day for the second baseman. Also showed some good work defensively, but he's behind in the count. 0-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. The 0-1 pitch, and that one finds the zone. A called strike 2. So McDougal 1 strike away from putting this one in the history books here. He looks to the catcher, Rob Emery, the 0-2 pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike 3. And that's going to be all she wrote here in Game 1. The final score, the Licking County Settlers 9, the Xenia Scouts 2. The Settlers with 9 runs on 14 hits and 1 error. The Scouts with 2 runs on 8 hits and 1 error too. The Scouts record drops to 26-14 on the year. So they have a game and a half lead on Hamilton in first. As before that Hamilton game ends, the Settlers, they improve to 22-18. And we'll see how the standings work out. But they have a lot of doubleheaders here in the Great Lakes League, and I don't want to waste too much of your time that you don't have to be listening to me. So we are going to step off right now. We'll be back in about 45 minutes for game number 2 of the Settlers versus the Xenia Scouts. So don't go anywhere. Well, you can go somewhere. You can take a quick break, but we expect you right back here in a little bit. You have been listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.